You want to retire early? You're going to hate this advice, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go back a few years, 10 years to be exact. We had followed Dave Ramsey's snowball method, and in 3 years, we were completely debt-free. We were getting near the end of, or we were almost to our debt-free point, and we're thinking, what's next? My wife had been, she's like the sponge. I've said before, she sponges information like crazy. She had been on some blogs that were financial blogs talking about becoming debt-free, and then she stumbled upon FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. She sponged, binge watch, or binge read. It was a blog at the time. They were all blogs. So she binged Mr. Money Mustache like crazy, 1500 Days, and then, who was the other one? Oh, Mad Fientist. She devoured everything that they had to say. But in all of this reading and devouring of all this information, we didn't find anything on where we should start. Where's the beginning? What do you do? What's the first step in becoming financially independent early? Should we be looking for side hustles? Just straight on investing? It's obvious to us now because we're already financially independent, but the first step, you got to know where you're at. So that meant figuring out what our net worth was, all of our expenses and income. And then once you have all that information, your first step is you got to cut those expenses. And this is where the question was posed to us. I think we posed it ourselves, but it was, what are we willing to do to get ahead? How far are we willing to take this whole FIRE, financial independence, retire early thing? And basically, were we willing to make the big move that was going to make the big difference? Was there fear? Of course, there's always fear, especially something new. So what was that big move? That was downsizing us and 4 kids, so 6 of us total, from a 3,400 square foot home into a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square foot home. It wasn't an easy decision, and it wasn't a decision that we took lightly, but we knew it was important, that we had to do it. And I would say that that's probably the one, I would say it's the one thing that we did that made the biggest difference for us. I'm sure you've seen that, I think it's on YouTube, I think I've seen it, where it's a regular sized domino and they push over that regular sized domino and then it knocks over one that's like twice that size, and then they keep getting bigger. That's what this one move did for us. It gave us momentum. It gave us serious momentum. We were able to save. Right when we made that move, we were immediately able to put $2,000 extra into our investments. Before that, we were putting maybe 100, 200. Yeah, that one thing was world-changing for us. Now, I'm not saying that you have to, live in a tent down by a river, you get rid of your mortgage altogether. Not at all. And you might be in a situation where, you can afford your house and you can afford to invest heavily or a big chunk of money. But if after you figure out your expenses and your income and you only have an extra $75, you need to seriously consider where you can cut expenses. How far are you willing to take it? And there are people that they'll justify why they have to stay where they're at in their life situation, and they're just not ready. They're not ready to become financially independent. When we became financially independent and both retired, a lot of her friends had a lot of questions, and one in particular asked what she could do. What can I do to be in your situation? It sounds so amazing. My first question was, how big's your mortgage? Car payment? She was living in a 3,800 square foot home, and she justified having to stay in that home because her kids needed that home. Her kids, they're in their late 20s. They're not even living there. But she wanted to have a space for them at all times, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning. But, you know, she seemed so interested in, oh, I want to do this, want to do this, want to do this, until it came time for that decision. Can I move out of this house? And her answer is no, she still hasn't. And this was over a year ago. At the same time, she was driving a very expensive car, didn't want to give it up. It was her luxury SUV. It's like she wanted to be able to drive that car. I mean, that's fine. If you're wanting to become financially independent and early, you got to make the big move. I mean, that reminds me of, I'm sure you've watched the home buying shows, you know, where the realtor takes them around to show them the different homes. Before we moved to Hawaii, we watched a ton of Hawaii Life. And we would constantly laugh at these people who were like, I need to have room for the guests that are coming to visit me.
Of course, we want room to have family come and visit.
Okay, so at least three bedrooms?
At least 3 bedrooms with an ensuite in the primary or main bathroom and the mother-in-law area. Right?
I need to have a room for the family that's coming to visit me. Are you freaking kidding me? So you're gonna buy those extra bedrooms for your guests? Your guests aren't paying that mortgage, you are. I don't know, we used to just, it was like a running joke. We laughed constantly at these people that were buying a home where they wanted to live, but they were buying it for their friends and guests. That's crazy. Now it's time for the real talk. This 10 years, it's gonna pass no matter what. Either you can make the changes to change your life, or you don't. What's your life gonna look like in 10 years? Will you be financially free? Or will you be exactly where you're at right now? I'm editing this video now, but there's one more thing I wanted to bring up. This doesn't have to be your forever. I mean, if you make a move, if you reduce your housing, reduce your automobile costs, it's just temporary. I mean, we're in a really nice house now. We drive a really nice car, but we wouldn't have the ability to even be in this house or to be driving the car we're driving had we not made that first move. So just keep that in mind. I didn't mention cars in this one, but what's that car really costing you? You can watch this video here and it'll tell you. Or if you have more questions about fire, you can watch this video over here, or I think it'll be down here. And where I answer the 20 biggest questions about fire. Thanks for watching.